If your business growth is stagnating and your calendar is filled to the brim, this video is for you. My name is Justin. I run a marketing agency called Locatics, helping geospatial companies just scale up their business, really doing marketing properly, doing online marketing, just getting the right product market fit. So what I wanted to talk about today is exactly that, making sure that for one, your calendar is not filled to the brim, and for two, making sure that all of your team members are committed to the right solutions. So let me get into it. If you struggle to grow your business in geospatial, there's a couple reasons for that. But most importantly, you probably suck at delegating. So let me tell you what's going wrong here. You have your business, you may have your software product, maybe you just have a GIS product, but you have a few product people on there working on it. You have a few software developers there working on it, consultants, whatever it may be. You have a few people working actively on the product. Maybe you even have somebody doing marketing for you, or maybe potentially you do not have somebody doing marketing for you, but it is kind of part of your tasks, right? And that is fine. But the issue is here, there's a lot of things that need to be done and a lot of things that need to be automated or delegated. And all of them are your responsibility right now. So that's kind of the issue, more or less, at least, because it is not an issue that you have the responsibility. It's not an issue to be accountable to your work. But the issue is that you are the only one actually thinking about it, right? So sure, you can outsource things to other people. Maybe they do the development for you. Boom, somebody else do this consulting for you. Somebody writes documentation, somebody does the support. Great. But after all, you're the responsible person. So they may come back to your desk, knock on your desk like, hey, dude, I need some help, right? And that is also fine. Once again, that just happens. But the reason that that happens is they do not feel the autonomy to actually handle something themselves, or you have just not properly delegated something to them and not given them enough knowledge or enough information for that sake. So let's say this is the case, right? You are talking to your developer, they don't really know what to do, and it's probably like something minor. They could have just chosen which color to pick. They could have just chosen how to outline something. If it wasn't good for now, they would have heard that later and they could easily fix it later. Like they are able to make that decision, but because they do not feel the autonomy, they come to you to ask how they can manage something. They do not feel the autonomy to tell something to a support ticket or a support conversation with a client because they do not have the rights to make a quote or whatever in whatever software you use, right? And that becomes an issue as soon as this happens a lot and as soon as this happens over a lot of different domains. So, for example, you're responsible for doing some sort of development, some sort of finance, some sort of other technical stuff, some sort of marketing, some sort of sales. And now you're the one worried about the cost of toilet paper, and you're the one worried about getting the marketing strategy optimized. And you're the person that people go to as soon as they do not know what to choose between their different scenarios that they have in their work, right? Because something kind of interrupted their workflow or something didn't go as expected or they encounter a situation that they haven't seen before and now they come to you. So your schedule becomes filled to the brim, right? You have 70-hour work weeks, you get stressed, you don't know what to do, and well, it's just going to be a complete mess. How do you fix this? Great next step, right? Like you want to know how to fix this because this is what happens in a lot of, I would say, geospatial companies, honestly, in a lot of software companies, even. And companies that keep operating this way, where there's honestly just a few people like the C-level executive burning out, they're not really getting anywhere. So now that your calendar is full to the brim, you work 70-hour work weeks, your business stagnates. And that's just the truth because you're going to overwork yourself, you're going to add in more things. All of the things that you are doing, you're doing to a lesser extent. The quality of your work downgrades. Maybe you can't even manage it anymore because it's just so many different things. And you're just stuck in this situation where you literally have no clue how to fix this. Because there's so many things, right? Like, can I delegate it? Can I automate it? Yes, obviously you can. So maybe that's a start, right? Like just delegate and automate something. But preferably it's also about commitment. So sure, you can automate and delegate things to just make your own life easier, right? But more importantly is to actually Have people be committed on the different solutions that you provide, on the different products that you provide, and on the different tasks that there is in your business. So let me explain that. Everyone has their own respective tasks or their respective role, their respective job title. All great. But you have a particular business with particular outcomes that you want to drive with that business. So there's a few solutions, maybe a few products, and each of them makes X amount of money. Some of them are more profitable than the others. So you may even consider just scrapping a few away because, well, if they're not that profitable, why even have multiple in the first place if there's ones that are profitable, right? That's not to say that you should avoid diversification, but that is to say that as soon as you're trying to go and diversify, make sure you do everything properly. So if you have multiple products, great. If you have multiple solutions, great. But there's problems that you're solving at the end of the day. And if they're all in different niches, it's going to be hard to deliver on them because nobody's going to do them greatly. You're not going to be able to charge for them properly. Your money is going to, or at least your revenue is going to stagnate, and your profit margins are going to shrink massively. So what I would recommend you do is actually make sure, for one, you have clarity on which problems it is that you are solving and in which niches. So are you working in the AEC industry, so like architecture, engineering, and construction, which, to be honest, already has a few different target avatars in there, or in environmental sciences, or maybe you're working in urban planning, or maybe you're working in economics, right? So all of these can be great niches to work in, and all of them can be profitable, and your solution can be profitable in each of them, surely. But what the issue is that you are trying to target all of them at the same time, while you do not have the capacity to deliver on each of them properly. So what I would recommend you do is look at all of your markets, just list all of them out. Look at all of your solutions, just list all of them out. And look at, cool, which solution fits which market, which you probably already have this written down somewhere. Otherwise, I don't know what you're doing. But chances are you do. Chances are you have clarity on this. And then look into, okay, cool. Now that we have these steps taken, we kind of know what our market is, we kind of know what our solutions are. I mean, you probably do. Then look into which of them are profitable, but not just that. Also look into which of them have dedicated people on them. That is the most important thing. So let's say you are dedicating yourself to a particular solution in case you have multiple products. Wait, before I dive into that, let's actually say there's two ways you can go about this. So first, you look at mainly the products, or if you, in case you have multiple products, right? Or if you only have one product, which is fine, or maybe you have like two, which is also fine, then you can more so look at the different tasks within each product, if that makes sense. And you maybe have to even look into both of these things. So tracing back to when I was working in a GIS company, we had onboarding. So somebody had to deliver on the onboarding. We had the software itself. Somebody had to deliver on the software itself. And we had custom development. So people had to deliver on the custom development as well. So you have to consider those are already three problems that we're tackling. So first of all, a custom application. Somebody wants a custom application or their current one doesn't suffice. We solve that problem, custom development. Onboarding, the software isn't great enough yet for people to work with it themselves, or for whatever reason they have a big organization and they need more knowledge, they need to be onboarded and want some sort of custom information and custom consulting tied to their needs. Great, that is another problem that we're solving. And then there's just the software solution itself, which is the fact that you want to display all your geo information or all your data in one place, which is another problem that you're solving. And then, to be honest, even that can be highly diversified, right? So there's a lot of things that you're solving already that you probably are not aware of by just me listing out these three things. So there's like the consulting, the development, and the software as a service, like, right? So the custom development and the software as a service, which are slightly different things, considering software as a service is a subscription service, custom development is more of a one-off thing, and you can combine the two, that's fine, don't get me wrong, but you need to have clarity on those things, because now it's the next step, right? We have these tasks, slash we have all of these products, which maybe that's your case, right? Maybe you do not have developers, but maybe you just have 5 different solutions, 5 different consulting solutions, or 5 different markets with the same solution. that you need to deliver on. And what you need to take into account is, okay, if we just take one solution for one target market, then how would that look like, or which one would be most profitable, right? So for example, if I was doing a consulting solution, let's say I'm doing GIS consulting, but I'm just doing the actual consulting. I don't have a software solution or anything with it. I just use existing ones. I don't develop anything, but I just make the data sets or something. And I do that for 5 different target markets. Each of them is going to have slightly different needs, obviously. So I'm going to look, okay, where do I get most of my revenue from? Is it mainly in the AEC sector? Is it mainly in the environmental sciences? Is it mainly in urban planning, right? So I'll just have to look into what each of those is. And then from there, I will be able to actually decide which ones I should target and market as well. Because say my marketing is very broad, my clients are going to be very broad. If my marketing is very specific, or at least very specifically targeted, the clients that come in are most likely going to be very specifically targeted and very similar, meaning it's easier for me to scale up what I am already doing since there's much repetition in it. Which means it's also easier to delegate because it's simpler to explain and it is more repetitive and more simple, or to automate because it is repetitive once again. So you actually want to pursue repetitiveness, which sounds ridiculous because it's like, oh, that's boring. And that's what a lot of geospatial people go wrong in, because they're already in the geospatial sector because they found everything else boring. Not because they like geospatial so much, but they found everything else boring. And I don't blame you, but you need to kind of embrace the boredom and accept the fact that you're going to have to do boring stuff and make things repetitive to then diversify into the next thing so that you can make that profitable. Because if you keep being diversified across different niches, across different solutions, you're not going to be profitable, because why would you? There's no repetitiveness. You don't improve your actual delivery. You don't improve your own knowledge, and you don't improve the effectiveness of it. So there's no point in not diversifying, right? So, sorry, there's no point in diversifying early. That's what I'm trying to bring home. Don't diversify before you've made each solution within that process profitable. Cool. So I hope I hit that point home. So back to the dedication. What I wanted to say is each team member now has to dedicate themselves to one of those solutions. So for example, you've now listed out your solutions in your target markets. Let's make a few combinations. So let's say our GIS solution to urban planners is highly profitable and we can deliver on that properly. We already have a few clients. Well, let's just scale that up, right? Because it works already. We know how to market it. We know how to sell it. We know how to deliver it. Why not do more of it before we try to deliver something to environmental scientists, right? Cool. So make it simple. And if there's an environmental scientist coming in and they actually give you an offer that makes sense for you because you have a dedicated team member for them, then by all means do it. But that's not to say that you should now try and deliver a new solution to a new market and being completely dependent on them because they've provided you with such a great offer that you kind of ignore all the smaller clients that kind of built your business in the first place and that you actually have the skill in to deliver on. Because say you now ignore your small clients in urban planning and whatever, and there's now a new client in the environmental sciences industry coming in, and they give you a large sum of money to develop the next big thing, you're now going to be completely dependent on them, and you might not even be able to deliver on the rest properly anymore because you've completely changed your business model now, really. Since usually you work with small retainers or maybe with custom work, and now you get this big project and you have a big retainer or a big project, and you're completely dependent on that client for most of your revenue. And if it then doesn't work out, then you've kind of ruined your entire business because now you're already not delivering properly for the smaller clients anymore. So what I mean with dedication within your team members is every single solution and market combination. So maybe one of your solutions can be applied in 5 markets, but let's say one combination of that. So target market plus solution. So let's say AEC and a GIS solution. That is going to be where the money lies, because now you have a combination of a target market, so a particular person that wants to hear a particular message, and a very clear offer, a very clear solution to one of their problems. Now somebody can deliver on it, right? Now you have a team member that is specified in account management for urban planners with your GIS solution. Cool. Somebody is dedicated to it. Somebody is dedicated and committed to marketing it. And somebody is dedicated and committed to selling it and improving the product altogether. For example, if you want to work with account managers, there's different ways in which you can structure your business. That's not to say you should have an account manager for each different solution. It depends fully on your business model. But that is to say, each single lever that you're moving in your business, so whether that be doing an onboarding or delivering on the software and handling the support tickets, and the different markets in which you market all of those things that you're building, all your products, they all need somebody committed to actually improving the business model as well, or improving the business case for that product. Say you have 20 amazing products, but you only have 10 of them that are actually committed, that actually have dedicated team members to them, that are actually being marketed, being improved in terms of their product, and being sold, right? So let's call those three things the levers: the marketing, the sales, and the product, which can be development in the very programmatic sense, or in just the developing the product sense, in the consulting work sense, maybe even. Those are the three things: so sales, marketing, and product. You need to make sure that each of those business cases is actually being profitable. You need to look into making each of them profitable, and just drop the rest. Just drop the rest. It's fine, right? So that's the way I would structure it. There's one big but, a big if, a big maybe. Maybe you actually have an issue with the fact that you are delivering to several target markets, but for example, you're consistently doing custom development for a big firm, which can be in any different target market: AEC, environmental sciences, charging point operators, urban planners, spatial planners, economists, maybe even in geopolitics, whatever it may be, maybe the military, right? But if you're consistently doing custom development, it is harder to scale, to be honest, but at least you have consistency in the way that you deliver the value to the client and the way you market it to get the next client on board. So that's still fine. Even though you're in different target markets, you're delivering the same solution to different target markets, but probably the businesses in which those target markets are similar in one way or another. So for example, they're all businesses that are enterprise size. So maybe they have 500 employees or something, or they're just a big government firm in each of them, because you deliver something that other people cannot deliver for a particular client. So maybe they're all in government, they're all governments or government bodies. For example, if they're all government bodies, it's going to make sense to actually get somebody who is able to do custom development to do the custom development, because they're going to be able to actually apply all of the regulation, apply all of the guidelines, right? They're going to be able to actually deliver on something in a professional way for a client with 500 employees plus that is in government, regardless of what market they're in. So now there's still consistency in the way you deliver. So take that into account. If you combine a target market and a target market and a product, or target market and a solution, that is your product market fit, maybe. The target market can also be segmented in different ways. In other words, it can also just be big firms across different markets and still be a very viable target market that you do not need an account manager for per industry, because you're doing custom development. So there's not really any reason to have an account manager, right? So the simplicity of it, just simplifying things, is really what it's all about. So I hope that's been a valuable video to you. If so, you can check out my link down below if you need any sort of help with finding those product market fits, because the way I'm describing it right now, maybe it sounds slightly vague, or you kind of understand what you need to do, but it is hard to actually put it to words. It's actually hard to audit. Every business is different, so the way in which you want to find product market fit, and honestly even getting dedicated team members on your team, and which of your solutions are going to be viable to even pursue, is very hard to just do out of thin air, right? I can try and tell you all of these things I'm telling you right now, But for a software business, this is going to be completely different than for a consulting business or for a development business or for a combination of all three. It is probably going to be even harder to find out what those product market fits are that you need. So you can check out my link down below. I run a marketing agency called Locatics, and I actually help geospatial companies with scaling up their marketing, looking at the strategy, but also doing a fraction of what is needed in terms of the marketing. So let's say, for example, you already have your content and your ads set, but you still need to have some help with referrals or finding out a proper referral program. Or let's say you are doing outbound all the time, but you do not really have the content to make it productive long term, then that is things that we can help out with by just implementing the missing pieces into your business. So anyways, I hope that's been a valuable video. If so, you can check out my links down below, follow me on LinkedIn, X, or whatever, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next video.